Hello guys, Sophia Kiwi here. Welcome to today's video and to my channel. Today we are going to discuss 8 red flags you cannot afford to ignore in your relationship. So, relationships can be full of surprises, but not all of them are good ones. In today's video, we are diving into some unusual signs that often go unnoticed. These warning signs might seem small or even harmless at first, but they could point to some deeper issues. Let's explore what you should watch out for. So the first red flag is that they try to rescue you even when you haven't asked for help or need their rescuing. A partner who constantly puts themselves as the role of the savior in your life might actually be overstepping some boundaries. They may try to solve problems you didn't ask for help with, or impose their solutions on you, which can create an unbalanced dynamic. This can be a sign of control and a desire to feel needed, but it may also prevent you from growing as an independent individual. For example, you might be searching for jobs, and suddenly this person comes along and tells you, well, you know what? I know a boss at that local marketplace. I can get you a job in a few minutes, one call and you have the job. But you're actually looking for a totally other job. Like, there are countless examples of these situations, but you will feel something isn't right, or their help will feel like it's invading your personal space, it's invading your plans. You will not feel like they are trying to help you, rather that they have their own plan. Something will still try to warn you, but you might be ignoring it. Now, the second red flag is they change their personality to match yours too quickly. I would actually say they should not be changing their personality, honestly. If you feel like they are too perfect or they fit you too good, it might be a warning sign. If someone adapts their entire personality, interests, or preferences to align with yours early on in a relationship, it might feel like they are perfect. However, this can also indicate that they are overly eager to please or aren't being authentic. It could also be a sign of them losing their own identity in the process of trying to keep you happy. Either way, guys, this is not a good sign, in fact. Even if it feels flattering at first, you should actually think about it. Why are they trying to make me like them so much? The third red flag is actually they overcompliment you in a way that feels too intense or unnatural. While compliments are nice, if your partner is constantly showering you with praise in an exaggerated, over-the-top way, it could be an attempt to manipulate you emotionally. Overly intense compliments can sometimes be used to disarm you or make you feel like you owe the person something, subtly paving the way for them to later ask for favors or expect something in return. And this is actually really bad. Like, for me, it's always a red flag, since I had some history with a narcissist that I encountered, a romantic relationship with a narcissist, basically. For me, showering with compliments, or a lot of compliments in general, seems naturally now like a bad red flag, big red flag that you should get out of there as soon as you can. But of course, this is on its own. A lot of compliments is probably not a bad thing, but it's definitely a sign you should be more, you should be a little bit careful, because this could lead to something not so good later down the road. if you constantly hear that you are so beautiful, I love you, I cannot be without you, you are my soul, well, be careful. The fourth red flag is that they do not respect your time boundaries. Ooh, a partner who doesn't respect your schedule, consistently interrupts your work, or makes plans without consulting you can be subtly manipulative. This is actually very easy to overlook, but if you feel like you have been irritated lately because you are stressing out, because you never have time for yourself, and you used to have time for yourself, this might be a warning sign. Whether it's overcalling you, over texting, or pushing you to cancel other plans to go with them, they might be trying to consume all of your time and attention, leaving you little to no space for yourself. This is actually a very bad sign. This could turn into isolating later. Like they are trying to basically decide who you should see, who you should be friends with, and it could actually go very far. So this is also an alarming bell. The 5th red flag is they always want to protect you from everyone else. This is a little where I already talked about, but while being protective can be a sign of caring, a partner who tries to isolate you from friends, family, or other people in your life under the guise of protection is exhibiting controlling behavior. They may use language like, I don't trust your friends, or I just want to make sure you're safe. But the underlying message is often about limiting your interactions with others, because guess what? Others, for example, other friends, might tell you that something isn't quite right if you start talking about your relationship, and suddenly your friends are saying, well, that's not really normal, or are you sure you are happy in this relationship, or something. They are trying to isolate you or save you from good people or people you used to have a close relationship with, but suddenly you never talk anymore. Think about it. Why is that happening? Could it be because of your new partner? The 6th sign or red flag is that they claim to know you better than you know yourself. A partner who insists they understand you better than you, or assume that they can always predict how you'll react, might be overstepping their boundaries. This behavior can be controlling and condescending, suggesting they don't respect your autonomy or your right to self-determination. They are always saying, oh, I know you love this. I know you love this TV program. Let's watch it. And you're like, yeah, but I actually plan to watch. No. You love this. Come on. Like, we haven't watched this program in years. Okay. Yeah, sure. Like, they are going to almost try to make you feel like, okay, this is actually what I want, but that's not what I want. They might actually convince you at some point that this is who you are, when in fact that is not you, but they are pushing the boundaries, slowly making their way into actually deciding for you. The 7th red flag is that they refuse to engage in hard conversation or avoid conflicts at all costs. A partner who avoids any difficult conversation or shuts down during conflicts might be avoiding accountability or is unable to engage in healthy emotional communication. Over time, this can create resentment, as important issues are never going to be addressed, leading to misunderstandings or the buildup of frustration. It most likely will. It will feel like your partner is, constantly avoiding responsibility. If you, for example, are trying to talk about, this issue I brought up before, like, about having children. It could be big questions as well as small questions. For example, like we talked about having children before, you know, and you said you are not really into that, even though you have said before, for example, that you wanted children. And he's like, oh, or she, could be a she as well. Yeah, you know, honey, I love you so much. Let's not talk about this right now. Like, you know, it makes you and me sad. Why talk about this now? You know, we have to leave in 5 minutes. We can talk about this later. And things like that. You know, they will be trying to avoid difficult subjects and oftentimes very important things for you that you would like an answer to. Or for example, if you got the answer that they actually are holding on to, you would leave them. Because for example, for someone who wants children and their partner is not really on board with that, it could actually be a good reason to end the relationship, potentially. So be careful there. The 8th and last red flag is that they pressure you into moving faster than you are comfortable with. Now, this is a huge, huge red flag. It will feel like you are on fast forward, whether it's moving in together, getting engaged, or making other significant commitments. A partner who pressures you to make big decisions too quickly may not be respecting your pace or readiness. This could indicate a fear of losing control or that they have an idealized timeline that they expect you to follow. This could actually also be a sign that they are a psychopath, a narcissist, anyone not mentally stable as well. They might be trying to reel you into the relationship quickly so that you don't have the time to actually notice the warning signs here and there, and you will feel like, wow, this feels so intense, it's so great, I have so many emotions, when in fact they are fooling you. So be very careful about who you enter a relationship with and who you communicate with, as I know many of you are probably trying to find love online. Be so careful. Like, of course there are great examples of people who are happily married, they find their soulmate on the internet, but there are also an endless amount of bad examples from the internet. People getting trapped in horrible situations. So be careful out there. And also let me know in the comments below, have you been in a bad toxic relationship? Do you know someone that has been in a toxic relationship? How did they discover that way they were in one, or that you were in one? How did you get out, if you did? Let me know in the comments below what you think about this, and I'll see you in another video. Take care.